Guilt isn't love. It's a friendship trap. And if you're an HSP, guilt will dress up like loyalty and have you out here doing emotional CPR for people who don't even text you on a normal day. HSP friendships, they can turn one-sided when you become the emergency friend. You become the one everyone calls when they have a crisis. And if you feel used by friends emotionally and you are exhausted or you're stuck at people pleasing, stay with me because today it's not a how to set boundaries lecture that we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you a true story. And I want you to stay until the end because I'm going to share one thing I wish someone told me as a kid. And it's this sentence that would have saved me years of self-abandonment. And if you can try it later today after watching this video, I want you to do it quietly. You don't need to announce it to the group chat like it's a TED Talk. Just try it and see how that makes you feel. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. So I had a friend, let's call her Rachel. We've been friends for 8 years. That's not, we met on the internet and liked each other's reels. No, that's history. We had inside jokes, that I know your mom's middle name kind of friendship. Here's the thing. So around, I want to say year 4, the friendship changed its shape. And it didn't happen dramatically, not with one big betrayal. It was quieter than that. So Rachel became a crisis friend, and I became the crisis sponge. And then one Tuesday night at about 9 p.m., my phone lit up and it lit up with her name. And to be honest, my body reacted like a fire alarm. Like I didn't even pick up the phone yet, but my jaw clenched. And I'm not being dramatic. I am a pediatric registered nurse, so I've seen real emergencies. This was a friendship emergency. It's the kind that steals your peace and calls it support. So I answered the phone. And before I could even say hello, she goes, "Oh, thank God. I'm spiraling. I need you, Sai. I need you." And for the next hour and about 20 minutes, she talks. And I'm lying in bed staring at the ceiling, feeling my nervous system do that thing where you're awake, but you're not alive. You're just performing stability for someone else. And then she says the line that hit me like a brick. She said, "I feel so much better. I don't know what I'll do without you." And then boom, she hangs up. So I just stared at the dark because what I felt wasn't sadness. To be honest, it was rage. Not at her exactly, but more at the pattern. And what I realized was this wasn't a friendship anymore. It was more a system. She had a problem. I had a pulse. So I got assigned. And if you're a highly sensitive person, you know this script. You don't even audition for it. You just get cast. And what happens is you become the helper. You become the fixer. You're the one with the calm voice, the one who understands. And people start treating your emotional labor like it's a free subscription they forgot to cancel. And I want to say this clearly because I'm destigmatizing being a highly sensitive person on my channel because being highly sensitive, It's not a defect. It's not too much. It's a trait, more like a tuning fork that you would pick up what other people drop. And here's the dark side that nobody tells you. If you don't protect your sensitivity, how I look at it is people will rent it. Okay. So I did what we all do. I minimized. And what I said was, well, she must be going through a lot. Oh, she needs me. Oh, this is what friends do. But the truth, I didn't look forward to talking to her anymore. I started dreading her texts. And that's not you being mean, and that's not being cold. That's our nervous system saying this costs too much. So let's zoom out because without this being me turning it into a lecture, I would say when you see a name on your phone and that you when you see either the name or it's text, it's whatever it is, you you start to notice that your shoulders just rise up, you start tensing up, and it's it's one of those things that you you start to dread just being friends with this person, talking to this person, or even hanging out with them, right? And when this starts happening more and more, then that's when you start to notice the things that your body is telling you, because then your shoulders start to rise up, your chest tightens, your stomach drops, and that's not you being bad at friendship. That's just your nervous system starting to recognize that this is something that's costing us a lot. So when you do see that name popping up on your phone, it's also starting to your body thinking, oh wow, this is a threat. And this and you just your body will always not betray you. We just have to be more in tune with it. And for a lot of us, especially highly sensitive people with a history of people pleasing, that threat is not imaginary. It's the old training. If someone's upset, it's my job to fix it. If I don't show up, I'm selfish. If I say no, then I lose love. That's the fawn response. That's the trauma response. And that looks polite on the outside, but the wild part is your mind can be like, oh, it's fine. But your body is like, girl, we are in danger. This is codependency in a cute outfit. So maybe not cute, but you get me, right? So the question would be, is your body feeling unsafe with someone? And why are you calling that loyalty? Because it's not loyalty. It's not. Here's the thing. What we start doing as highly sensitive people, we confuse guilt with goodness. We confuse overgiving with love. And we also confuse emotional exhaustion with being a good friend. But guilt isn't love. It's a friendship trap because guilt doesn't ask, do you feel nourished? Guilt asks, can you tolerate this any longer? And guilt doesn't sound like a villain. It sounds more like your own voice saying the following things like, but what if she needs me? But we've been friends for so many years. but she doesn't have anyone else. And this is where it gets messy. Sometimes guilt is not even about them. It's about who you had to be as a kid. The kid who had to be mature early, the kid who had to be understanding. You're the kid who learned love means earning. So if you grew up learning love is earned, then friendship becomes a job. And if friendship is becoming a job, then you become the utility friend. This is what a utility friend does. You become useful, you become reliable, and you become available. And there's a cost to that. You quietly become replaceable. And that hurts. So after the call, I'm just lying there and I do something I don't recommend if you're trying to sleep. I scroll through our texts and I start noticing the pattern like it's highlighted in neon. I really do that. And what I start to notice is this is what she would say in the text. Can I call you? Are you up? I'm not okay. Something happened. I need to vent. And the interesting thing is, not once do I see texts from her that say, how are you, by the way? What's going on in your life? Is this a good time? What do you need? And so I just sat there thinking, I'm not her friend. I'm her emotional support hotline. And she doesn't even pay me. She doesn't even pay me. Wow. Just saying that out loud is it's just sad. It's sad because it's honestly offensive in this friendship economy because it's important that I also make it clear that Rachel isn't evil. When most people are not sitting around plotting to use you, but some people have learned a very simple equation. I'll use myself as an example. Crisis plus lie equals relief. And if you always pick up, your nervous systems becomes their coping skill. And that's why I'm not here to villainize anyone. I'm here to destigmatize being an HSP and to normalize the truth. Because if a friendship only works when you're self-abandoning, then it's not working. Now, what I'm about to say is where some of you will clutch your pearls, but I didn't do a big dramatic breakup with Rachel. I didn't send a 5-paragraph message. I didn't announce that I'm choosing myself. What I did was I changed my availability. So when she texted, can I call you? I sent one sentence, and I'll give you an example as one of the sentences I use is, I can't hold that right now, but I hope you're okay. That's it. I can't hold that right now. I hope you're okay. That's all I would say. Not a TED Talk, not a disclaimer, not courtroom defense, just a calm boundary. And the reason that sentence works is because it doesn't debate. It doesn't even invite negotiation. It doesn't apologize for existing. It just simply tells the truth, which is, I don't have the capacity. And if you're at HSP, your whole system might just scream, well, that's mean. But here's what I want you to remember. A boundary can be kind and still be firm. Friendship boundaries can feel calm and not cruel. And this is the part that is important that I want you to hear, which is what I wish someone had told me this when I was younger. right? You're allowed to disappoint people who are benefiting from your self-abandonment. You're allowed to be liked without being useful. And the reason that I created this space, it's a space I wish we all had when we were kids growing up, because it's a place where sensitivity isn't mocked, where no is not punished. And this is where you don't have to earn your right to even breathe. And here's a tiny thing you can do right after you watch this video. Not a how-to, just a reset. And I find that this works. So the next time you get a text that spikes your nervous system, just take some time, take a breath, pause, and I want you to ask yourself, did my body just say yes, or did my guilt say yes? And that one question will change your life very slowly. And I want you to tell me in the comments, did your body answer differently than your mind? Because if this resonated with you, if you felt that, how did I read that this is something that happens in your life? I want you to, if you're resonating with what I'm saying, to give me a thumbs up. That's not vanity. And I want you to support my work, and I'll tell you how. You can hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because it's the best compliment you can give me. Because it tells me that my stories are resonating with you, and it helps this channel find the next HSP who's been carrying everyone. And I don't want you to miss the next video. I also have my checklist, my playlist, and I made this in mind, keeping you in mind, because I want this to be like a very safe space for us emotionally. And you are welcome here. Let's talk about it in the comments. Let me know how your body feels and what your mind says when you answer the one question. And if you're new here, my name is Sly, a pediatric registered nurse. I've been in the medical field for 30 years now, and I'm a lifelong deep feeler, and I'm making being an HSP feel normal around here. Not dramatic. We're not broken. We're just wired differently, and we're enough, and we're worthy. I want you to also in the comment let me know, are you staying out of guilt or out of love? And tell me if that one question, what did it spark in you? And I want you to always remember to be patient with yourself, because as highly sensitive people, we heal in small doses. And you are doing better than you think. Let's keep destigmatizing being an HSP together. Come back tomorrow